Unless you've been living under a rock, I bet you now know that Cracker Barrel is serving alcohol. Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Did you? Of course we didn't. I mean, what have we seen coming in the last year? So what you're gonna need to enjoy this new experience is a Cracker Barrel's Sommelier. No, that's a country. A guy who tells you what wine and drinks go good with the food. That's that. I'll be that guy. But you know what? If you're going somewhere for a delicious pairing of wine and food, probably wouldn't go to Cracker Barrel. But if you find yourself there wanting to get drunk, let me help you. So let's get down to business. Our first pairing, if you will. Our first pairing. How's that? That sounded fancy. I'll be talking in this voice from here on out. Our first pairing in the Cracker Barrel Alcohol Taste Guide, hash brown casserole and sparkling wine. The sparkling wine, it's poor man's champagne, because it's Cracker Barrel, y'all. You ain't getting champagne. This is a bubbly, clearly, that pairs nicely with cheeses, potatoes, and fried things. Guess what? Welcome to the hash brown casserole. It's not fried, but it is cheesy and potatoey. And maybe it's fried, I don't know. I feel like it's probably illegal to sell things at Cracker Barrel that are not fried. Let's see if my research paid off. Not bad. But also, because it's hash brown casserole, yeah, that's a big bite. I'm a big boy. Classy and elegant. Bon appetit. And now for our second pairing. The country fried steak with gravy and the cabernet sauvignon. Sauvignon. Something like that. Also, this, probably one of my least favorite drinks, because there's not enough Prilosec in the world for me to drink this. But for you, and for this pairing guide, and for my job, and my mortgage, I must. I'm picking up notes of plum and black cherry, finishes with warm spices and vanilla. I read all that on the internet. Here I'm picking up strong notes of country, fried and steak. Oh, and a nice finish of gravy. Together, this pairing, as they say in Rome, muy delicioso. I have no idea what language they speak in Rome. Not Roman? They speak in Times New Roman. I'm gonna be honest with you, not usually a fan of red wine, but when you pair it with a gravy-smothered country fried steak patty from Cracker Barrel, things do not change. Look at that gravy. Gravy wine. I would recommend this if maybe you're going to Cracker Barrel for a date night. Maybe you're a gentleman, you're trying to impress your new companion, and you want to take them somewhere fancy, somewhere that has a gift shop attached to it. Let me recommend the Cracker Barrel. This is it. If you're looking for class, sophistication, and a dang good time, look no further than the pairing of Cabernet Sauvignon and country fried steak. Oh no, I got gravy on me. Now for our third pairing, a Cracker Barrel favorite all boozed up. Chicken and dumplings and chardonnay. Our third pairing is a meal of classics, if you will. So many people love the Cracker Barrel chicken and dumplings, sometimes with a little bit of hash brown casserole stuck to the side. And I thought there's probably no better wine on the menu, mostly because there's not a lot of wine left on the menu at this point, to pair with this than the chardonnay. Apples and pears and alcohol. Let me go ahead. I taste that pear and the apple, and a little bit of the bottle cap from the Sutter Home bottle that it came in to Cracker Barrel. And then washing it down with some chardonnay. It's like a 1-2 punch of flavors. They pair perfectly. This might be the best pairing on the menu. Now you're asking yourself, Matt, what would be the occasion for such a pairing of chicken and dumplings and chardonnay? That's a great question. I would just say lunch by yourself, dinner by yourself. Definitely don't let anyone see you while you consume this pairing. This is a pairing best done in private. And that is our third pairing. Chicken and dumplings and chardonnay. Ah, yes. Now, for our next pairing, a breakfast special. Pancakes and bacon and a mimosa. Also, a tiny little shot glass of syrup. It's like a chaser for the mimosa. Fun fact about the Cracker Barrel mimosa, it is the only cocktail on the Cracker Barrel drink menu. I believe pairs best with the pancakes and bacon, most notably found in my personal Cracker Barrel breakfast offering, Mama's Pancake Breakfast. Now, my problem with mimosas is this. I see it as the official drink of brunch, and I have a problem with brunch. First off, you've combined breakfast and lunch, so you've taken a meal away from me. No one takes a meal from your boy, Matt Mitchell. How else do you think I was going to use this? Of course I chug it. This pairing I would recommend for bachelorette parties, single dads. But the great thing about Cracker Barrel is that they serve breakfast all day long. So if you would like to have yourself pancakes and mimosa brunch, at 8 p.m., you can do so because this is Cracker Barrel, and also this is America. And where else could you find something like this? Thankfully, just this country. Oh, crap. I have to change shirts. Yeah, this is pretty good. I would recommend everybody get a mimosa. And that is our all-star pairing of pancakes and a meat and a Cracker Barrel mimosa. This is fun to say. Mimosa. Mimosa. Now we've moved on to a very special section of our tasting. We're into the beer menu at Cracker Barrel. And for that, I've decided to pair Cracker Barrel's chicken pot pie with the Bud Light. This is gonna be awesome. I'm so excited about this chicken pot pie. Freaking delicious. This is the hardest pairing that I could possibly give you, okay? This right here, the Bud Light and the pot pie, this is for the working person. This is for the person who does more than 40 hours a week. This is for the person who ain't afraid to get their hands dirty, okay? This might be my new go-to at Cracker Barrel. If I had to say something fancy about Bud Light, I mean, this, the light hops and the light-bodied lager with the crisp, clean finish, totally made that up on my own, didn't read that from the can, pairs nicely with what some people may see as from a distance dog food, but it's not. It's a busted up chicken pot pie. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. This is almost pointless to put this pairing in the video because the kind of person who gets this does not go for pairing guides. They don't pull out their phone to know what drink goes with what meal. They know in their gut what is right. And I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing feels more right than Bud Light and a pot pie. Chicken pot pie and a Bud freaking Light. Our next pairing, I can go ahead and tell you, is gonna be a crowd favorite. That's a plate of free biscuits and a PBR. This particular pairing, I would say, is for the person who doesn't want to spend any money at all. You're probably gonna order a PBR, but I'm willing to bet you ain't gonna pay for it. The free biscuits, one of Cracker Barrel's greatest offerings. You can of course choose between cornbread or biscuit, but I feel like the plate of buttery, golden brown, free biscuits pair best with the PBR. Tastes like a restraining order. PBR is a beer that's been around for a very long time, according to this can, since 1844. You know what else has been here for your entire life? Biscuits. God bless you. That tastes like a bellyache. May I also recommend, if you're into this sort of thing, there might be a table near you that has finished eating and they've already left, but they haven't cleared their table yet. You might find some fried okra amongst the dirty knives and forks on their plate. Go for it. You know, I don't believe in waste. Who is this pairing for? I think it's pretty clear. You know who you are, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. One day I'll be there with you, scavenging the dumpster at Cracker Barrel. So, here's to you, our next to last pairing, Cracker Barrel's free biscuits and a PBR. And our final pairing today is for people who might not be allowed in the Cracker Barrel anymore. And that is the pairing of a glass bottle orange soda and rum from the liquor store. I would say that maybe for reasons we should not talk about, you are not allowed in the Cracker Barrel anymore, and as far as you can get is the old country store. Don't be left out though. I would recommend that you use Stewart's orange cream soda. However, at the time that we made this, orange cream soda had some production issues, according to the manager at the Cracker Barrel, and they are not available in some areas currently. But on the back wall at the Cracker Barrel Country Store is a wall of all kinds of glass Cokes and or you know, pops for you Yankees. And I went with just the knee-high soda. Alcohol of choice with orange cream soda or orange soda, I would say that you can't go wrong with pretty much anything. For this though, I'm gonna be using a rum, but also vodka would be fantastic, or just plain old moonshine. Pair this with some other Cracker Barrel Country Store favorites, like the pecan log and fudge. Can't go wrong here. There she goes. I wouldn't recommend you eat this in the parking lot at the Cracker Barrel. There's probably a gas station down the road that lets you hang out and you know, consume this delicious treat. Diggum, it's delicious. Chase that with some peanut butter fudge. Oh man. I would also suggest that to shake this up, I would actually just sit in one of the rocking chairs in front of the Cracker Barrel, hold it closed, and then just kind of rock back and forth very gently with dead eyes. No one should bother you. You know, sure, there are dessert offerings at Cracker Barrel like the Coca-Cola cake or whatever else they have, but skip that. Get your dessert to go in the Cracker Barrel. And that concludes our Cracker Barrel alcohol menu tasting guide. I hope that this was informative for you. I hope you learned something. And more importantly, I hope you learned the proper way to say those wines, because I'm pretty sure y'all been saying it wrong your entire life. It's what I'm here for, y'all. You can always count on me. Nobody knows fancy like old Matt Mitchell.
Hey y'all, if you like this video and you want to help support It's a Southern Thing even more, then you're invited to join the potluck. You'll get exclusive swag, behind the scenes sneak peeks, special discounts on merch, and more. We'll save a seat for you.